Have you ever wondered what would happen if you ran into your favorite celebrity? Like, for real. Not in a staged meet and greet where you've paid a month's rent to stand 3 feet away from them for a picture. For most celebs, an encounter like that is their worst nightmare. But for Chris Hemsworth, it seems to be his entire brand. He's built an empire on being the guy you'd love to have a beer with, who also just happens to be a Norse god. But is he really that perfect golden retriever of a man? Or is he just playing his most convincing role yet? Today, we're diving deep into the shocking, hilarious, and sometimes just plain weird world of Chris Hemsworth surprising his fans. And it's not all sunshine and thunder. Okay, let's start with the kind of surprise that has the faint but distinct smell of a PR team working overtime. Picture this. It's administrative professionals' day. You're at your desk, probably deep in a spreadsheet, when a camera crew bursts in. You think it's a fire drill, but no, it's somehow better and infinitely more bizarre. Yes, that's Thor himself, hand-delivering flowers and god-tier charm to some very, very appreciative office workers. One woman, bless her heart, looks like she's about to ascend to Valhalla right then and there.
Lower. Lower.
How are you?
Oh, no. Are you kidding? No, we're not. Oh, my God. How's it going?
Amazing office.
So, yeah, we knew that you like Chris because I'd snoop around at night.
Now, on one hand, this is peak wholesome content. On the other, you just know his publicist was watching from the doorway, nodding in approval. This isn't just a surprise, it's a strategic deployment of likability. And it works. You can't even be mad about it. This same energy was on full display when he crashed a live weather report in his home country. The reporter is just trying to do her job, talking about horse studs, as one does. And suddenly the camera pans to reveal Hemsworth, lurking like a 6'3" Aussie Bigfoot. The sheer panic and delight on her face is everything. He just seamlessly hijacks the entire segment, and nobody minds.
Of Australia, but I was yet to find a horse, so I thought I should hot-foot it up to one of the horse studs and check out the beautiful.
Heard you talking about looking for some horses. There's a bunch down here actually, which I've noticed in the paddock. What are you doing?
Well, we're doing the weather for the Today Show, and I ought to get.
That's the power of Hemsworth. He could read the phone book and people would swoon. It's a superpower that probably comes in handy, especially when your own family is your biggest competition. Speaking of competition, let's talk about the role that blasted him into the stratosphere, Thor. It feels like he was born to play this part, right? Well, it almost didn't happen. He was one of 5 actors in the final running, and one of the other contenders was his own younger brother, Liam Hemsworth. Can you imagine the tension at the Hemsworth family Christmas that year? Hey Chris, congrats on being Marvel's new golden boy. Can you pass the gravy? Chris, of course, got the part, and to add a little salt to the wound, he gets to keep one of the Mjolnir hammers from each movie. You just know Liam brings that up at every family gathering. But the brotherly rivalry seems to be all in good fun. They're famous for their social media trolling, most notably by drawing all over each other's magazine covers. It's the kind of dumb, hilarious prank only brothers can pull off. But when it comes to his on-screen brother, it's a different story. Chris apparently views Tom Hiddleston, our beloved Loki, as an honorary Hemsworth, which is adorable. And that brotherly bond spilled off-screen in one of the most genuinely touching surprises of all. The two of them, in full Thor and Loki mode, dropped into a children's hospital in Brisbane to visit with the kids. This is where the PR shield drops a bit. You see them just talking to these kids, making them laugh.
Oh my God!
Do you need a hand?
Yeah.
We got your back if you do. We're right here with you, man.
And it feels real. They gave this one young fan, Callan, who has cerebral palsy, an exclusive interview. It's moments like this that make you think, okay, maybe the perfect man thing isn't all an act. But let's be real, that perfect man image didn't just appear out of thin air. It was forged, literally. For the first Thor movie, Chris had to pack on 20 pounds of pure muscle. His diet was insane, 6 meals a day every 2 to 3 hours. It's the kind of regimen that would make the average man cry, but it paid off. Cosmopolitan magazine crowned him one of their fun and fearless men in 2011. Then, in 2014, the Holy Grail, People magazine's sexiest man alive. At 31, he was officially the man every other guy at the gym was trying to be. This physique and title then led to him becoming the global face of a Hugo Boss fragrance, because of course it did. But it's not just about looking the part. Hemsworth has cultivated an aura of humility and respect. He credits his Thor co-star, the legendary Sir Anthony Hopkins, with teaching him to enjoy every moment and to treat everyone on set with respect. It's a lesson that clearly stuck. He even auctioned off a private dinner with a fan to raise money for the Australian Childhood Foundation. This all paints a picture of a guy who has it all figured out. But recently, he's shared a much more vulnerable side. After a health screening for his show Limitless, he discovered he has 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, which gives him a significantly higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. He's spoken openly about how this has made him reevaluate his life and career, even taking a step back to spend more time with his family. It adds a layer of depth to the muscle-bound superhero persona, a humanizing element that makes him, somehow, even more likable. You can't talk about Chris Hemsworth without talking about Australia. The man is a walking tourism ad for the country. His love of surfing is actually what got him into acting in the first place. He and his brothers would be up at 4 a.m. to catch waves before school. That's dedication. His connection to his homeland runs deep. So deep, in fact, that he's linked to another Australian legend, Crocodile Dundee. Not only did Chris buy the Malibu home previously owned by Paul Hogan, the actor who played Dundee, but his wife's uncle was supposedly one of the real-life inspirations for the character. It's a small world when you're an Aussie icon. Chris even spent part of his childhood in the outback, having his own run-ins with actual crocodiles, which is the most Australian sentence I have ever said. He leveraged this Aussie pride to convince Marvel to shoot scenes for Thor, Ragnarok on the Gold Coast, and in a move that shows a deep level of respect for his roots. He had an indigenous tribe come and bless the production before they even started filming. It's a small gesture that speaks volumes. It's easy to just see him as Thor, but he's tried hard to not get typecast. Remember his role as the ridiculously dopey himbo assistant in Ghostbusters? Chris himself admitted it was one of his most challenging roles, because comedy is hard, and he absolutely nailed it. Then there was his turn as a starving, shipwrecked sailor in the heart of the sea, where he had to lose all that Thor muscle and look genuinely emaciated. Talk about range. The man contains multitudes. He's even a bit of a spiritual guy, believing in ghosts and the possibility of an afterlife or reincarnation, which is kind of funny, considering he's technically already played an immortal god. And before he was Hemsworth, or even Thor, he was Kiptar. Apparently, as a kid, he couldn't pronounce his own name, Christopher, and it came out as Kiptar. So his family called him Kip. It's a goofy, endearing detail that cuts through the layer of Hollywood gloss. So, what's the verdict? Is Chris Hemsworth's perfect man persona a carefully constructed masterpiece of public relations? Yeah, probably. But is he also a genuinely charming, funny, and decent guy who loves his family, respects his roots, and uses his massive platform for good? It sure seems like it. He's managed to find that impossible sweet spot in Hollywood, a superstar who still feels like one of us. Even when he's crashing your office party or photobombing your weather report, it feels less like a stunt and more like a friend just stopping by to say g'day. And in a world of cynical celebrities and manufactured drama, that kind of authenticity, even if it's perfectly polished, is the most shocking surprise of all. What do you think? Is Hemsworth the real deal? And what's your favorite Chris Hemsworth movie? Let me know in the comments.